Hey, Professor Spike and Dr. Jason live from Long Island, New York, where we had a green Monday.
It started off a little scary. I mean, the futures were all red, and we were thinking, "Uh-oh, another one of those weeks."
It started out quite terrible. I don't think I had anything green for the first half hour.
The
Maybe
only thing
first
green
hour.
were the hats of those people in Britain who are
Well,
making
Apple, I think
green now.
Apple might have been green from the get-go.
Right, Apple was a bright light.
Dan is talking about Sava data from the
Some,
last 100 patients due in October from phase two. But Tim Kirk warned that that data may not be as good as the earlier data, according to Remy, the CEO of the company. That was in a comment that he left the other day. And Linus is with us, and Andrew is with us.
hello.
Good to see everybody. This is what I call our loyal friends and viewers, as opposed to all those that jumped ship to watch. What's that guy's name? I forgot his name.
Dr. Something or other.
No,
He used to make me money.
I forgot his name. There's one guy that gets a lot of viewers. Wanted to be governor of California or something. Forgot his name.
Can't remember.
He has no clue what he's talking about, but that's okay. Who does?
Uh, Good question. Who does?
Yeah.
Who does? These days, just hold,
I
hold,
mean,
hold.
Josh Brown just came on via telephone on CNBC, downtown Josh Brown, saying
Uh-huh.
that this is going to be a rip your face rally. That it's, where'd that come from? Rip your
With your
face.
face right off your head.
I don't know. Yeah, that's the guy. Dan's got the guy's name. Meet Kevin. All right, so Meet Kevin's got about 30 guys preparing his script for him. He just delivers it. He has no clue. He's a real estate dude. And he's in love with Kathy Wood more than I am, I think. Loves Kathy. How can you not love Kathy? I
Well,
mean,
I mean, what's not to like.
everyone loves Kathy.
And eventually, over the next 5 years, she'll be making us money.
I think so. I do think so.
Maybe not last year, not this year, maybe not next year, but soon.
I mean, I don't love her, some of her key stocks. I like her number one stock, Tesla. But
Uh-huh.
Roku, I'm not sure, is number two. And number three is who? Another one I wasn't sure of. She likes Teledoc high up on the list.
Yeah, she does. That's true. Well, I didn't. I'm not only in that one. I'm in her other one. I'm in. Remember, I like 3D printing, and so she's got a fund for 3D printing. I'm in that. Get
Yeah.
my ass kicked, but eventually, again, just like my water stop.
She's got
If I wait long enough, to be great.
a few of her picks I think are dubious, but what do I know?
Well, dogs of the Dow. We'll see what happens. Yeah, here we go. Good point.
And Tim, you said that Remy said it may not be as good as the earlier data, right? I think you left a comment to that effect.
Well, right. It's all going to be relatively inconclusive.
Time will tell. I mean, it doesn't have to be as good to still be very positive. Any improvement in cognition is unbelievable. Just status quo is good. It
Right.
just stops it in its tracks. That's what I'm hoping with Novis's drug, Guntain Tap for Parkinson's, that it just stops it in its tracks. There's no
It's going to
claim.
be
There's no claim to that effect, by the way, on a Novus. The only claim is that it helped in motor function in phase two.
right.
But these patients haven't been followed, haven't been continued. The drug has not been continued. So how do we know long term what it would do?
Well, I'm thinking it's a lot like the progress in cancer. I mean, they'll talk about progress in the number of months. So it's not meaningful if you happen to have cancer. And you're like, what do you mean 1 more month? But scientifically speaking, every time the average goes up by a month, that's actually a lot of gain scientifically.
Yeah, but also with Buntain tap, it stops the Lewy bodies from forming and new Lewy bodies, and if that's the cause of the death of the dopamine cells, it should
Mhm.
stop the progress. But of course, maybe something else is the cause of the dopamine dying, cells dying off, and the plaque just comes in because they're dying anyway.
Right,
Kind of like what happens with the arteries. You know, the plaque is not the cause of arteriosclerosis,
right.
but it
Plaque
forms.
plaque is a symptom.
It's kind of yeah, it's kind of like a symptom. So it's unclear with whether it'll stop progress or not, but I'm willing to give it a shot. I sent away for more information. We're talking about a Novus, guys.
That's for Novus, right? But I mean, all of these neurodegenerative
Yeah.
plays. Like I said, any progress is good progress.
Yep.
So the theme for today is patience. Patience, patience, patience.
Or patience.
Or patience, right.
The spiders look good today. I mean, they got a solid green candle. Had it been a red candle the day before, it would be an engulfing. But it's not technically. It's not an engulfing because yesterday's candle was green. But it has a good look see to it. That candle that we put in
Mhm.
today, and clearly we're going to fill. I mean, we should fill the gap from Thursday. Around 391, I think.
Right.
Close
We're
at
getting close.
390.12. And after that, I think we're going to fill we're going to hit the 50. I think we continue on to hit the 50. I'm not saying Josh Brown is wrong with his forecast of a face ripping rally, but I do think
A
that
face ripping rally? I think you meant a face ripping.
I do think that we could get a small pop, not face ripping. A
Oh,
small
I
pop.
guess I misunderstood. I'm a Grateful Dead fan too, and I thought ripping your face off was not a good thing.
Well, apparently he thinks it's a good thing.
Oh, okay.
So he put it in that context of being a good thing. 403.41 looks likely to me.
Well, there's a lot of crosses over there at that spot. By around 400.
403.41 would be the 50. The 100
Okay.
would be like 400, just below it, the red.
Mm-hmm.
And if we make it up to the 200, that would be about 424. So I
Right.
think all of these are possible, if not probable. I think we're basically in a choppy market. So, we get a lot of this up and down and go nowhere until the end of the year, maybe, or at least until November. I said
Again, we still have all that uncertainty. We have gasoline uncertainty because we don't know what Russia's going to do. We have price uncertainty because we have price uncertainty because the supply chain is still sort of messed up.
supply chain problems are easing, aren't they?
Still got that chip problem. I mean, I'm looking to buy a car. It looks like I'm gonna have to wait.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Still feeling it with the semiconductors.
right.
But I talked about September being a choppy month. It's turning out that way.
Right. And then again, year end is getting pretty close at this point.
I thought we'd have even a tighter trading range. I thought we'd have like from 390 to 430, which is close. Not too far. If we've seen the bottom short term, that would be 380, 382. So I could see that very easily. Josh Brown pointed out the VIX going down today was a sign that this rally may be coming. Who knows? It's very difficult to tell. It's difficult to forecast what the Fed is going to say and do.
Well, they're already starting to think about pricing in a full point.
Uh-huh.
But
And if they do a full
that's
point,
pretty baked in.
is there shock and awe attached to a full point, or
That's a very good question. But if you talk about it now, maybe maybe it won't be that bad.
Yeah, I don't think. I think the market shrugs it off. So you do a full point now. You do 50 one more time, 50 in November and 25 in December.
Yeah, you still end up at the same place.
I don't know. I think the market has got it baked in, no matter what the Fed does. They can't scare us anymore.
I'll tell you though, three quarters would be a lot better than a full point.
Probably.
In
If they
terms
do
of market
3/4, I think if they do 3/4 or a full point, you're going to get a muted reaction regardless. That's what I think. So I see not much of a reaction. I think Fed action is baked in. So where they stop, nobody knows. 4.25, 4.5, 4. I don't know. They're data driven allegedly, right? So they don't want to put us into a severe recession either, do they?
No, they don't. They don't. But like again, talk about things being priced in. If you look at the interest rate inversion, it's already they're seeing a recession as the fait accompli.
Yeah. What is it when the 30-day paper exceeds a 10-year? I don't know if that's happened. Or is it 90-day? 90-day.
I mean, yeah, the 210 is a way to see it. See, I want to look at the 30 because the 30 is so far out.
I think the real conclusive inversion that they talk about is 90-day versus a 10-year.
Versus the 10-year, yeah.
And I think the 90-day is probably inverted already. My guess. My guess. So let's take a look at some of these other stocks like Novus. Novus is on a 2-day losing streak. Look, it's got it. What goes straight up must come down a little bit. I take it as being healthy, a healthy retreat. Give investors an opportunity to buy in.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure when they start dosing the first patient, but they are enrolling now. I think an excellent low for the Novus is right around 1739. Somewhere around there, a little lower, but in that area. Say right there, you got a high from 210 of 1684 and a low on 9/13 of 1713. So call it $17. So you could see some further downside. And that would be a great opportunity to get in, I think, as I think it's going higher. And of course, my opinion is strictly my own, not investment advice. As always,
Jiggy wants your opinion on the Buffalo Bills.
I think they're going all the way this year. What do you think, Professor?
As do I, actually. I actually put money that would happen.
Yeah, they look. But they're the favorite, right?
Yeah, I know. I didn't get a lot of good odds. This was over the summer, right? What am I getting? I'm getting 7-1.
It's not terrible.
7-1 for an 18-week process.
Yeah, but how many teams are there altogether?
36.
36. You got to throw out 3/4 of them. So
right.
You're
like
you're barring an injury to Josh Allen, you're going to be in the playoffs.
That's true.
They look good.
It's true. Yeah. So they're going to be fun to watch.
They made a statement in week 1 beating the Rams, right?
So Jiggy got 6.5-1, which is not bad. That's good odds. Better than my odds.
I thought you said you got 7-1.
No, I got six. Actually, well, I lay down $5 and they'll give me 30 back,
Oh,
35 back.
you
So
got
it's 6
5
to
to
1.
1. You got 5 to 1.
I also get the 5 back, so it's 6 to 1.
Yeah. I threw a couple of bucks on the Jets and the Giants just to throw away money. I don't care.
Yeah. Well,
I don't care what I do with my money.
as is evidenced by by the show of ours.
I'm a
Uh,
fan, so it's fan money.
Yeah, exactly. I got you.
I got a
So
lot.
yeah, I think you're right about it, Novus. I think this is just a little bit of a pullback, and we're up for good news here.
I got a lot of
In my
money.
opinion, it's
I
strictly
got a
like
lot of
yours.
money on the team whose hat I'm wearing.
Oh yeah, well, I'm told that they could clinch a berth in the playoffs today.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I just want them
I
to
know
win.
it was pretty much
Want them to win
guaranteed for
the
a while.
division, so they got to buy.
Well, I want them to win the division also. That would be nice.
Yeah. All right. So I said I would look at Apple today.
Right. We did get a request for what did we get a request for? ARDX, which is one of your oldies but goodies.
Okay. Now this one put in a tremendous green candle. They're out with their new iPhones, right?
Wow, look at that.
They must be selling. They're reasonably priced, I'll tell you that much. And there's all sorts of deals. Verizon had a deal. I got 4 new phones, 14s, over the weekend. I bought them. Traded in my old phones.
Really?
That's for me, my wife, my 2 daughters. And we got good deals. It's like costing me $0. Now,
Yeah, I don't like not having the little button.
the thing that bothers me, we couldn't buy the regular iPhone. They said it's worse than the existing phone we had. So we had to buy the Pro.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So why would they make a phone that's worse than the old phones? I mean, come on. Makes no sense.
Well, look, we heard that if the chip shortage keeps happening, that they're going to have cars with less product, with less functionality
Less
this year
options.
than last year.
Yeah, I know.
Price will still go up.
Yep. I like this green candle. It's very, very telltale candle. I like it. And I like the candle from Friday as well.
Oh,
So
the
we have,
Doji with
we
the-
have like a hammer, whatever you want to call it,
Right.
on Friday, and we have this beautiful confirmation candle today. I think Apple. I think it's safe to say we've seen a short-term bottom in Apple. All right, let's take a look at this one. After the split, it does nothing but go down. I mean, you got to stay away from split stocks.
Yeah.
Let's just draw the line in the sand that said "sell me, sell me." That would be right in here somewhere, a little higher.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's
At
funny.
this point, it just closed above this line. And to me, that says "sell me, sell me." So I don't own it, so I can't sell it. But if I owned it, I probably would.
Buy it just to sell it.
Look at what it did prior to the split. It had an enormous jump up. And then
This was not a reverse. This was a real split, not a reverse split.
Reverse split. I think it was 10 to 1 or something like that. I don't know. Nasty. It was selling
banana splits.
Wasn't it selling it for around $1 at one point? Close to it, maybe. Now it's selling at, it's heading back to that dollar after the split, reverse split. Not quite, but I picked this one because I also wanted to look at Athesis, another example of a reverse split.
Yes,
You
indeed.
just got to stay away from these reverse splits.
Well, we had no other choice. This one we owned forever.
I sold it as soon as they announced the reverse split.
Good on you.
Reverse split is a kiss of death. You just got to get out. About 9 out of 10 times it works just to get out.
Hey, look at that. Yeah.
Come back in.
People.
Yeah. So I don't know why I drew this line. I don't remember.
Maybe from.
Maybe I was prescient. I said it's going to go down to. Oh yeah, I was looking for the equivalent of 6 cents. 6 times 25 would be $1.50, right? I should have made it a little lower. I think that'll be the near-term bottom on this one. $1.50, I think. So I'm looking for $1.50. What did it close today? $1.52. I think we may have seen a short-term bottom today. Why? Just a gut feeling. No, that's not a really good reason, but
Well,
I think it's oversold at this point. There's still chances that they're going to get a partnership, a buyout, some good news. Who knows? Maybe another deal like Helios, where they give up the rights to the drug in Brazil or South America or something like that. They got to sell off something in order to stay alive and not go bankrupt and screw the shareholders, which they might do. But I'm going to nibble. I intend to nibble. I have an order in at $1.50.
Are you really?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Look, $1.50 is 6 cents.
Right. Exactly. We were buying this thing at $3.
Yeah. So 6 cents.
Which is a lot higher than that now.
To be honest, I'm not going to buy a lot. I just want to be in the game. And I don't recommend it. I'm just doing it because maybe I'm a little bored, you know.
Right. This is when Jiggy usually asks me whether or not I still own CVM.
Maybe I'm buying it so Jiggly can make fun of me. I don't know why I'm buying it.
Right. He's saying that we beat that dead horse for 3 years already.
Yeah. This is another one of Kathy Wood's sweetheart stocks.
Yeah. So Jiggy's like, wait, what is he buying?
She has a lot of this one.
Which one is this?
The gene editing play.
The Intellia, right.
She owns a lot of this and a lot of CRISPR. I think she owns more of this at this point.
Yeah.
You know, this is the company that has an HAE drug in the pipeline. You know what HAE is? That's what Orladeyo treats.
That's what?
That's what the BioCris drug treats, HAE.
Oh, really?
So it's a potential competitor. And in fact, we win.
Why would they bother doing that?
Because this is promising a cure for HAE. Not just a drug, but a cure. That's what makes these stocks so attractive and sexy. They not only, you know, it's not a maintenance drug that you take forever, it's a cure.
Right.
I think. So in any event, there's a lot of questions about gene editing drugs. You know, like, is it a cancer risk? Do you get do you lose any part of the genome when you modify it? All kinds of questions.
Well, look, people are, including myself, still a little bit worried about what the mRNA, the messenger mRNA vaccines are doing.
You weren't first online for the Omicron shot?
Well, when Johnson & Johnson comes up with one, which doesn't seem likely, because I've been doing Johnson all these times.
Yeah, you wanted the traditional vaccine.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. So if I need to get, this go round, I'm probably going to have to break down to get one of the mRNA ones.
Yeah. What about drug, the other mushroom stock?
Oh, right. Then we could take care of that request of ARDX because that's another one.
Well, what was it? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But
Yeah.
drug also came way down along with MindMed.
Right, mine made also.
They did not do a reverse split, so maybe it's just general weakness. I don't know. But this chart, as terrible as it looks better than the MindMed, which broke all support. This did not break all support. In fact,
These were the hallucinogenic drugs to treat depression and stuff like that.
yeah, it looks like it found
The stuff
support.
that I'm in with that is like such.
To me, it looks like it found support at about $1.28, and or the 50, whatever you want to call it, the 50-day. So the 50-day is at $1.14. No, $1.34. I think you have support. And of course, the resistance is a 200-day. I think it's going to fight it out between these two numbers. And depending on which one wins, that's the direction this company goes. So watch the battle between the 200 and the 50 on drug. What's the request stock?
ARDX.
ARDX. Of
Right,
course.
that was one of our, because they got an AdCom, FDA application.
Approval?
It's gonna be up in November for approval.
Okay, and the AdCom vote was positive or something?
I'm not even sure because, like I said, this was one of an oldie and a goodie for us years ago, but I haven't paid attention to it.
I think I was in this when it was around $1. It's still around $1, a little higher. I guess I should have stayed in this one.
Right. Well, at least while everything else, while the rest of Rome was burning. Yeah. That looks about right.
Only a couple of days that it traded below the ascending channel in the last couple of months. Looks pretty good. It looks like a buy now, right here at support, And it's also above the low of the other day at 120. So I would draw a line at 120 here. Looks like a good spot for support. If it breaks 120, it might convince me to sell this if I owned it, but I don't own it. So that's the good news.
If you come in the middle, you're right in the middle of that range would be smart.
Yeah.
Then you have a gamble, a 50-50 gamble either way at around 120.
Yeah. Look, as a swing, it's not bad. You get out if it breaks like 118, 116, you're out. And you could ride it to the upper end up here at about $1.55 maybe.
All right, if you swing it now, you're waiting.
It's been making a series of higher highs. You got to like that.
Right.
So I like the chart. There's nothing not to like. It's nearing support. It's a good swing trade. It looks like even a good hold if you like the fundies. Chart is very nice. Very strong chart in a very weak market. I don't know what the hell they do. I forgot. But you say that there's a PDUFA date or something?
So he says this is whose request was this? Give me a second. This was Curtis's request.
Okay.
So if Curtis has something to say, I'll let you know.
All right. So Dan, Tim, Kirk, Tim, Jiggly.
Go Bills. Actually, I went Minnesota this go round.
It's been a day. It's been a pleasure. Vec plaisir. Something like that. Until when? Thursday?
Till Thursday. Usually I like the Eagles. As a matter of fact, I have the Eagles. I have another bet for the Eagles going all the way, but I decided to go with the.
No, I think the Eagles are a year away from winning.
They're not quite there yet. You're probably right.
I think this is the year for the Bills.
Okay.
Adios, amigos. Ciao.
Oh, here we go. Curtis said it was initially disapproved, but now being reevaluated for kidney dialysis patients.
Okay.
Thank you, Curtis. We appreciate it.
Adios, amigos. See you Thursday. Ciao.
Bye bye, everybody.